I'm just filming a video here. So
Hello. What are we filming today, brother?
Reviewing Isle of Dogs.
Isle of Dogs. What, you love dogs or Island of Dogs?
It's an island. It's like an Isle of Dogs, but it's made
like a play on words.
Yes, it is a play on words. Yes.
You should probably put that on the video.
I will put this on the video. Yes. Isle of Dogs is directed by Wes Anderson, and the film stars way too many famous people for me to just say in one sitting. I mean, I think it includes Bryan Cranston, Frances McDormand, Scarlett Johansson, Edward Norton, Bill Murray, Jeff Goldblum, and like so many more. Tilda Swinton, just like tons of people. And the film is basically about this island of dogs who have basically been left for dead because the government of Japan in this sort of near future doesn't like dogs, so they just kind of like ditch these dogs. And it's all about this kid called Atari who goes searching for his dogs, and he runs into this pack of dogs, and the leader of this pack is played by Bryan Cranston, and voiced by Bryan Cranston, not played by Bryan Cranston, what am I on about? And they set out on a journey to find his dog, Spots. And it's basically this fun little adventure, Wes Anderson style. And you know, I said in my most anticipated films of the year video, which because this film was on that video, that if this film is half as good as Fantastic Mr. Fox, which is in like my top 3 favorite animated films of all time with Lion King and The Incredibles. Fantastic Mr. Fox, of course, being Wes Anderson's first attempt at a stop motion film, and it's my favorite Wes Anderson film. And I said that if this film was half as good as Fantastic Mr. Fox, I would be completely satisfied and I would be beyond happy. And luckily this film satisfied me. Isle of Dogs is just a nice little delightful film, and so much of that is because of Wes Anderson and what he brings to the table as a director. Because if you asked me who the most stylistically unique and distinct director is in Hollywood, I would definitely say Wes Anderson. Because, you know, there are things about Quentin Tarantino's films when you look at it and you're like, oh, that's a Tarantino film. There are things about Edgar Wright's films or Nolan's films or Scorsese's, Spielberg, Fincher. Any one of these guys have, you know, their trademarks. But out of all the directors in Hollywood, for me, Wes Anderson is the one with the most unique and recognizable style. Of course, he has his very sort of symmetrical framing of shots. He has very sort of quirky, fun scores by Alexander Desplat, who just won his Oscar for The Shape of Water. And the score here is incredible, by the way. And I would say that this might just be Wes Anderson's best looking film, because it is just a perfect example of the perfect combination of cinematography and visual effects and, you know, real stop motion animation, which by the way is just so impressive and not enough people are doing it. And the story itself it's a lot more complicated than Fantastic Mr. Fox, which does have its flaws, and I'll get into that in just a bit. And for me, this film was at its best when it was just being a very simple film. And whenever it gets into, you know, really, really complex political territory, it kind of lost me a little bit. And here's where we get into some of our flaws. Whenever the film is a very simple story about a boy trying to find his dog, it works so well. But whenever the film is trying to be way too political, and, you know, there's this whole subplot with a character played by Greta Gerwig, or voiced by Greta Gerwig, sorry, and it really stuck out to me as like this, like the whole story is going this way, and then there's just this little subplot over here. And it does make sense at the end of the story, and it kind of comes around full circle. But a lot of the times it did take away from the focus of this adventure that I was really invested in. And I would say that the first half hour of this film is a bit slow and does take its time a little bit too much, you know, before it starts to really get going. But from then on, it's an incredibly relentlessly fun adventure with incredible voice acting and incredible characters, and of course, incredible directing from my man Wes Anderson. It's probably his best looking film in my opinion. I'm going to give Isle of Dogs an A-. Guys, thank you very much for watching this review. I do realise that it is a bit late, but I've only had the opportunity to see it just recently today. And I have been promising a video essay coming out real soon. I've been saying that for a while now, and it is going to come out very soon. I've basically finished editing it, so it should be out around Wednesday or Thursday, but at the latest. Guys, thank you as always very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review. Thank you.